A second generation star signed with AEW. Could this WWE star work for Marigold? AJ Styles says if you want to experience what it's like to be respected as a professional wrestler, you need to go to Japan. And TNA Slammiversary is officially a sellout. Hello and welcome to the solo after news. Myself, Andrew Pollard, here at What Culture Wrestling. Yes, I'm on filling duties today. You'll have seen my face already this morning, unfortunately for you, but I am back now with this one. Right, let's get into the first story. And the second generation star who is quietly signed with AEW and Ring of Honor is Rachel Ellering. Now, this was reported by Fightful Select. Rachel Ellering has not had the hashtag All Elite graphic yet, but Fightful notes that she's actually been signed to AEW and Ring of Honor for quite some time. So, yeah, it's a fun one with this because I don't know, I think as wrestling fans or sports fans, you're always kind of like rooting for those second generation, third generation guys. So it's like Rachel Ellering, someone I always keep an eye out for. Of course, she's the daughter of a WWE Hall of Famer, Paul Ellering, legendary manager of the Road Warriors, a wrestler himself, and these days stuck doing not much at all with the Final Testament. It's a very weird one. It's kind of, Paul Ellering looks good with the Final Testament, but it's like you've got him there, one of the all-time great talkers, the all-time great orators, and you just have him standing there, not really saying much. Anyway, Rachel Ellering, she debuted back in 2015, so approaching 10 years in the business, trained by Lance Storm. In fact, that kind of tied into there was a spell when she was in NXT, went by the name of Rachel Evers. That was a tribute to Lance Storm because Lance Storm's real name is Lance Evers. She was in the first two Mae Young Classics on the contract with WWE from 2018 to 2020. One of those released as the kind of the mass releases of the pandemic. Wrestle for Stardom, the original Ring of Honor, TNA, won the Knockouts TNA tag titles with Jordan Grace. And she's been at a fairly regular presence in Ring of Honor across, I guess, like the last 18 months or so. I think it's 16 matches since the start of last year for ROH, 5 matches this year for ROH. Was on AEW Rampage this past week, losing to Thunder Rosa. And she competed as far back for AEW in 2020, shortly after that WWE release as part of the... It's just like literally just called like the Women's Tag Team Cup, I think it was called, or whatever. Where she teamed with Dasha, which is a random mix. But yeah, Rachel Ellering's someone I'm particularly high on. I just think she's a very, very good in-ring talent. And yes, she's been signed to AEW and TNA, AEW and Ring of Honor for a good little while, according to this Fightful report. So good for her. Good for her. Hopefully we get to see more of her on main TV. Although obviously, of course, it's there's a lot of people vying for the spare amounts of TV time in AEW right now, so who knows. And that women's division is absolutely stacked. Say what you want about some of the booking choices and the creative of the women's division and the TV time allotted to them, but in terms of sheer talent, that AEW and Ring of Honor, if you put those rosters together, the ladies, yeah, there's a lot of talented people there. Speaking of a lot of talented people, Kairi Sane, yes, she was in Japan this past weekend with her good pal Io Sky, and now that's brought up questions whether Kairi could end up working maybe a date or two for Rossy Ogawa's Marigold promotion, because Io was in action at Marigold's Summer Destiny against Utami Hayashishita, picking up a win, and also AJ Styles was over there for Noah in just a very fun match against Marufuji, which we'll get to AJ Styles in a little while. But yes, it's an interesting one because, yeah, Kairi was there to support Io Sky, longtime friends, Damage Control, stablemates, and Fightful reports that there's nothing's been said, there's nothing concrete basically on whether there are plans for Kairi to work for Marigold in the future. But it doesn't seem like, it's not a completely insane idea because Kairi made her name initially in Stardom under Rossy Ogawa, Marigold being Rossy Ogawa's new promotion now. And then she went back to Stardom after, there was a bit of a break she had, wasn't it? She left WWE in 2020, and then I think it was back to Stardom in maybe early 2022. And she pretty much won all there is to win in Stardom during the time there. And then, of course, later became the inaugural IWGP Women's Champion. So basically, you're telling us there's a chance if you're interested in seeing maybe Kairi Sane pop up in Marigold for a match or two. And if you didn't see Summer Destiny, absolutely go out of your way to check out Julia versus Saree for the Marigold World Championship. It was a proper banger of a match. I've not seen the full show yet, but I did see that match particularly because it just popped up. Some kind soul, thank you, whoever you were, posted the whole match on Twitter, on X. So yeah, Julie versus Saree. If you can find that, watch it. It was very, very much fun. I think it's like about 25 minutes. Just a it's nice and snug. I like nice and snug. And if you're, of course, Julia is on her way to WWE, specifically to NXT initially. If you're not too familiar with Julia, I'd recommend this as a match to, get you up to speed, give you a feel of what she's about. It was, her, Suri put in an absolute shift. Those two ladies did an excellent match. Speaking of excellent matches, and in Japan over the weekend, of course, it was going to be good. It was AJ Styles. It was Naomichi Marufuji, two of the modern day greats, competed for nowhere. It was AJ Styles getting the win, which I don't think was too much of a surprise for many people. Just an excellent match. And AJ afterwards, he basically talked up the respect given to wrestlers by the Japanese fans. Also talked up Marufuji, because Marufuji's just, so good. So good. He's been so good for so long. I think one of the quotes was AJ said that, if there's anybody else other than AJ Styles who deserves to be called the phenomenal one, it is Marufuji. But when he was talking about the respect that wrestlers get from the Japanese crowd, this quote here: a lot of Japanese matches get 5-star ratings for people that that really don't matter. But when you watch it back, you understand, because it's always the fans that make the match. It's not the wrestlers, we're just there. The fans always make the matches, the best matches. The Japanese fans are one, if not the best in the world. If you want to experience what it's like to be respected as a professional wrestler, come to Japan. They understand what it takes to get to where we're at, and I have nothing but appreciation for the Japanese fans. Of course, AJ Styles is no stranger to Japan, with his time with New Japan Pro Wrestling, his time as the IWGP World Champion, his time in Bullet Club, leading Bullet Club, and it sounds like AJ's had a great old time returning to Japan over the weekend, and I like that little line there, the opening line there. A lot of Japanese matches get 5-star ratings for people that really don't matter. Yes, this star ratings is a big bugbear of mine. I know it's something that we do star ratings at times. You'll rarely see me doing star ratings. I think it's such a redundant concept. Like what you like, man. And especially don't judge a wrestling match on the fact of like, so and so over there said that this is 5 stars or 8 stars. And if you're gonna have, this is my bugbear. If you're gonna have a 5-star system, 5 is the most you can give. Yeah, don't be giving 8 or 7 or 6, because you kind of. It's a bugbear of mine, let's just say. But star ratings, just redundant. Just like what you like, man. If you like Tatanka versus Doink the Clown or something from a 1993 episode of WF Superstars, all the power to you. Yeah, it's and then you look. I saw this is getting sidetracked, so I might as well throw it out there. Yeah, so that interview kind of resurfaced yesterday for me as well, actually, which just by happenstance, where Will Ospreay talks about the rating systems of the Observer, and it's like. Yeah, it doesn't really mean much to me. When Kurt Angle hasn't got a 5-star match, then I'm not as good as Kurt Angle. I can do certain things that Kurt Angle can't, but Kurt Angle can do a lot of things I can't. And that's always the one thing I will always come back to, where it's like, Kurt Angle's not got a 5-star match. What are we doing here? What is this system? Anyway, right, moving on. Because talk about Will Ospreay. One of Will Ospreay's personal favorite promotions I used to watch a lot as a kid was TNA, and there's some great news that TNA Slammiversary, yes, it is officially now a sellout. Now, TNA Slammiversary takes place next Saturday, this coming Saturday, from Montreal's Verdun Auditorium. And yes, it is now officially sold out. This comes from PW Insider, who notes that the sellout is approximately 4,000 tickets, which for TNA, that's their biggest crowd in a fair old while. PW Insider also adds that there's still a possibility of a small number of tickets might also be kind of extra tickets released once production's been finalized. So by that, basically, once they've got the stage set up there, once they've got the layout for Slammiversary, maybe they can tweak things to free up a bit more space, and in turn free up a few more tickets, seats, availability, and then put them on sale. So yeah, it's good to see, man. Now this was it was good news with Slammiversary as soon as tickets went on sale, to be honest, because within 48 hours, this couple of weeks ago, or maybe like a month ago, I don't know, whenever they went on sale, within the first 48 hours of ticket sales, Slammiversary 2024 became the highest selling TNA pay-per-view in 10 years, that's great to hear for the company, that the little engine that could for so many years, TNA, as Impact. But yeah, TNA is in such a great place right now, and it's really good to see, man, because there's a lot of talented guys and gals over there. And I'm not just talking about the working relationship with WWE, NXT. TNA has been quietly killing it for the past couple of years. They obviously had the big rebrand at the start of the year. I guess rebrand, going back to the TNA name, dropping the Impact name as in terms of the company. Still got Impact as a TV show. And also they did well because there was questions about what would happen with TNA once Scott D'Amore exited earlier this year when he was let go. But they seem to have, touch wood, kind of, it's not been derailed too much since that exit. And this year's Slammiversary is the 20th year of that event. So fans are expecting big things. The card is looking very, very decent. I mean, you look at the world title match, you got Moose defending the TNA world title against Steve Macklin, Frankie Kazarian, Nick Nemeth, Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, and of course, Joe Hendry. Yes, could Joe Hendry walk out of Slammiversary as the world champion? Yeah, we'll see. We do have an interview up with Joe Hendry. Adam Wilborn conducted an excellent interview. You can find that on the channel. Also, last week I had the chance I was fortunate enough to sit down with TNA World Champion Moose. You can find that on the channel. Another very, very fun chat with the champ. But also, you got Jordan Grace with the Knockouts title on the line against Ash by Elegance, the former Dana Brooke. You've got Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards. That was just announced last week, defending the Knockouts tag titles against Daniel and Jody Threat. AJ Francis defending the digital media title against PCO. That has the potential to be a fun house fight, I'll say. And then the one as well that really grabs the imagination is Speedball Mike Bailey, one of the very best in the world, challenging Mustafa Ali for the X Division title. And if you've not been keeping up with Ali since he left WWE last year, yeah, man, that guy is on a tear. That match could be something very, very special. So special even. So yeah, congratulations to TNA on the Sellout Slammiversary. That is next Saturday. I feel like I'm plugging that. I'm not. This is not a paid announcement. This has not been paid for by TNA or the NWO or anything else like that. I just like to see TNA doing well and other companies doing well. Wrestling is good when everybody's doing well. So yes, with that, I bid you well. Have a great rest of your day. This has been the Solo After News. Myself, Andrew Ballard at What Culture Wrestling, and I'll catch you next Sunday, I'd imagine.